comment from Trebles. That's a great
Oh
one.
no, wait, I'm in the chat room. What's happening?
Freeloaders page.
Where's the freeloaders page with 0.1 point font? That is fantastic. I love that. That's a good one, Trebles. So.
Oh, yeah, it needs more space unicorn.
Where's the space unicorns?
I agree, Smokey Derg.
Where?
More unicorns. More unicorns.
Unicorn.
Where are the unicorns?
Unicorns.
You know what?
Unicorns.
Mike should have like a flying unicorn in the background of his thing, like
Yes.
flying, just,
Leaving
oh,
a
wouldn't that
contrail
be
of
cool?
rainbow.
That would have
We
been
should
so
have like
cool.
we should have Ben build a graphics that like a unicorn just flies through during the launch thing, and then
it
it like
happen.
poops rainbows, and that's how all the launch numbers come up.
Is that going to be our new transition from shot to shop?
I hope
Oh
so.
my
Oh,
goodness!
I hope
DVD
so.
effects
It's a
for the
unicorn
win.
white.
Yeah. Smashor has a very good point, which is narwhals are just really fat unicorns.
What's a narwhal?
Narwhal is a whale
Yeah.
with a horn on it, I think.
It's
So like a
unicorn
cross
of the
between a
sea.
unicorn and a
It is.
mermaid?
Yes. So it's
Okay.
like
I mean, both have tails and a horn.
so if you take like a what's the white whale?
Well, one thing I've learned
not,
is I don't know how to
Moby
spell
Dick.
narwhal.
So you take like a
Leave me alone,
goodness
JD.
sake.
you take like a thing that's shaped like a sperm whale, you shrink it down to the size of like a really large seal, and then you put a 3-foot long skewer out its
Hold on, I'm
forehead.
getting a photo for
a lot of fish.
Stoge to look at. Nah, that's not going to work.
Oh, a dolphin with a horn. That makes complete
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, see? Look at
Except
it.
they don't really have beaks.
Really, really long
wait, are
unicorn
they?
horn.
Oh, I thought they were a fantasy animal.
Oh no, they're
No,
real.
they're real. So,
They
yeah.
even have a song.
So
Narwhals.
someone's
we
mind
are
has just been
narwhals.
blown.
Blow your mind, Lisa. Jeez.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That.
That's amazing.
You could skewer someone with that horn.
You sure could.
Yeah.
So, you could also put like notes on it and
Marshmallows.
send it to people. You could.
But be careful, you don't want the
No,
marshmallow like
you
get
cannot
too
make
hot and then
s'mores
like
with the
fall
narwhal.
off and like fall on your foot.
Oh my God! No, you are not allowed to make those things
Horn s'mores.
with the.
S'mores.
What has this
like a
become?
thermal
What
vent
have
or
I
something?
done? I need to go to bed.
Oh,
Fun
man.
fact, I can fit lengthways in Jared's car and sleep.
Yes, not a car; it's a jeep.
Whoa.
So yeah, Stoge actually. I don't know what the statute of limitations are on this, but Stoge actually literally laid down in the back seat of my Jeep
In a fictional
and
situation.
fit
Allegedly.
perfectly. Allegedly, laid down in the back
my
of my
seatbelt
seat
on the
and
whole time.
allegedly
Measurement.
fit entirely. So, and allegedly was able to sleep regularly.
So the width of your Jeep is 1 Stoge.
About 1 Stoge. The interior width of my Jeep
Unit
is about
Stoge.
1 Stoge. So allegedly.
Oh my goodness.
It's allegedly 1
So
Stoge.
when purchasing your nenext automobile, how many Stoges across is it?
Leave a comment
that's an
below or in
important-
our community forums. community.tmro.tv.
Is that a metric unit?
It is.
Yeah, it's definitely metric
It's
because I use
metric.
the metric
2
system.
stoges long and 1 stoge wide.
Oh my goodness, what is
The
happening?
car salesman's gonna just be like, "Excuse me?" And that'll be like, "Oh yeah, I got exactly what you need, right over here."
Stowage space.
No question.
Smash or.
Oh boy.
This hilarity brought to you by Delta 2.
Is there
Okay.
stowage space?
Legitimately, like on a serious note, can we all like take a moment to recognize how amazing Sarah's interview was?
Yes, you did a fantastic job
Like
on that,
it is
Sarah.
so hard
So-
to do interviews when like they're dropping out all the time. Like,
Okay.
because you can't even understand what
that's-
they're saying, and then
that's-
you don't want to be like,
That's
can you repeat
okay.
that? But then like you need to say that because
Right.
no one can understand what they were saying.
If the stuff starts dropping, by the way, that's fine. It happens.
Yep.
It's just the way the internet works.
Yep.
So not everything comes through the pipe correctly.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it happens with the internet. It happens with people. It's just the way it goes. So
Me in a loud, noisy room.
yeah, it's
I just
all
can't
good.
hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
But
did,
you
you
did
did
excellent.
an awesome job.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you,
really, what we
guys.
should have had was a small child in the background changing things around, turning lights off, and doing things to see how well you could have really stood up to that.
Little monkey with
real
the
tech.
cymbals.
Yeah. So
Making
with
noises.
everything. So
No, what we should have done is started flicking the lights on and off for you. No, that's terrible. We should never do that, except when Ben's interviewing someone. He's He's gonna hate me. Probably already does.
All right, Tar's got the meme correct. So,
What's the meme? I believe they're pronounced memes.
all right,
This
Ben.
bad boy can fit so many stoves.
This bad boy can fit so many stoges.
Right?
I don't get it.
So,
What is that from?
it's just a meme.
Yeah.
Isaac from YouTube is saying 1,000 stoges is a kilostoge.
It's a metric system.
That's pretty good. So,
How many kilostoges can fit in a BFR?
I don't know.
More than I probably could ever be able to afford.
Half a kilostoge. Yep. Half a kilostoge.
Oh my goodness.
It can fit 100 people, so it should be able to fit at least 500 stoges.
Yeah, 1/5 of a person.
And the width
boy.
of a human hair is a picostoge.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go. So,
he broke Space Mike. Yes. That's amazing.
That was a good
Great
one.
Scott.
all right.
Gigastoge, great Scott. Oh my God.
1.21 gigastoges.
What is happening? What is happening?
That's great.
Oh, man.
Listen up,
boy.
kids. This is why you sleep at night.
Yeah. On that note, should we go to bed?
I slept
Just saying.
before it. I planned my day accordingly, so I got a reasonable amount of sleep, so I'm not tired.
I mean, I had my day job, and then I finished late from my day job, and then I came home, and I had to like do my news stories.
I didn't.
I'm just
I
gonna
planned
stop
accordingly.
complaining
I
because I
had a
just
day off
realized
from
I
work.
was whining, and nobody wants to hear that.
So I planned. So
Are you whining?
I think I'm whining.
moral of the story
Space Mike, am I
is
whining?
plan.
Yeah.
Plan
Because it
your-
kind of
plan
sounds
your
like
stuff.
Yar.
Oh, studio update. Studio update for those who are still with us.
Studio update. Studio update.
That's how that goes.
I'm getting this update right now.
Wait, there's something coming in my IFP. I'm making an aquarium in the studio, and it's not going to leak everywhere. It's a great idea.
Was there a leaky aquarium? A
I mean,
first
not
try?
yet. This was my first try, so we'll see.
cool.
I've never kept fish before.
Yeah, it's right over there.
There might be the fish of tomorrow, perpetually in tomorrow, because I haven't bought them yet, so they're coming in the future. Some whatever. Anyway.
Are you going to do a demonstration mission first with something easy?
Well, the plan is to like get the fish and take the water from the fish and use it for the plants of tomorrow. So it's like a futuristic agriculture. But
Onyx system.
I've never done any of that before, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna automate it too with like temperature sensors and stuff. So in about 2 orbits time, maybe it'll be finished.
Rebel
Two
Ace
orbits.
Friesland is asking, studio question, where are the plant things?
Nope.
They're over there. I mean, we could move the camera, but then I have to move the
Yeah,
camera.
they are over there. There
Break
are
the
no
illusion.
plants in them.
Oh, yeah, there's no... well, I mean, I started some lettuce, but it hasn't sprouted yet.
Oh, okay.
It's been
I was
like
going
a
to
day.
say, Ben killed them all, the last ones, right?
Yeah, they were doing so well. The lettuce was like
It was
this
such
tall.
Too. I cannot believe it.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then
Or
Ben
you
came
guys
in
talked
and...
Well, I know, I don't think they were killed. I think they were like intentionally harvested. I think there's a difference there, right? It's
Okay,
like,
fair
Okay,
enough.
let's
the
harvest them
lettuce,
so no one has to
that's
remember to
different,
water
yeah.
them anymore.
I'm just saying, Ben has killed succulents.
Yeah,
So,
that's... I don't know how you...
So they were murdered intentionally as opposed to murdered by neglect.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you define it.
yeah, that, like, phrases it better.
Just checking.
Hashtag factory farming.
Yeah, if
Oh,
you put
too
enough
soon.
words in front of it, it'll sound good.
Sorry.
So.
Sorry, wrong show.
Yeah, one way is the circle of life, and the other way is just neglect.
Oh, Smoky Dog.
Smokey Dirk is also.
Dog, you
we
know-
were
you
just
know what
talking
I'm-
about
you know
this
what I'm
during our
about.
drive up today. When is the Soma
you heard of
bar
the
going to
Soma
be
bar?
here?
Apparently I pronounced it wrong. Hang on. Have you heard of the Somer bar?
I'm gonna.
Okay, so there.
I'm gonna put down a $5 bet that the Soma bar will arrive.
$1 is the maximum.
Sorry, I'll put down a $1 bet that the Soma bar will, or Space Launch System will launch before the Soma bar arrives.
Oh, I'll take that bet.
So,
and here's why.
yeah.
So the Soma bar, while it's obviously delayed, they've gone through their initial because there are a series of manufacturing steps. They're basically done with the initial tooling. They've built a couple of them, and they've sent them out as demos. And so they're working out whatever those last issues are, and then they will begin mass production of the Soma bar itself, which you can see. I know. Which you can see.
What year
on
is
there.
it?
I know. I do
When
not-
was the Soma bar?
2018. was the
Started.
year.
James Webb.
Yeah.
It's the James Webb of drinks dispensers. Although it was luckily for us because we got in on it, it was fixed price.
Ah.
So
Was that
not
Orbit
cost plus.
7 or 8 that we ordered? That you
Oh
ordered
my
that?
goodness.
So that's actually kind kind of a truth. We should bring the people from Soma Bar on because I believe they're local. When they're ready to deliver it, we should bring them on the show and have
Glad
them
I just
deliver it
insulted them.
and talk about it and like part of that manufacturing process. I think it'd be like a really good precursor to Tomorrow Tech. But it is a thing. It is happening. There's some really interesting stories about how they kind of pivoted their business model, but it sounds like they are still going to fulfill all the Kickstarter orders from what I heard.
Yay!
People are asking what a Soma bar is because
It's a way for you to get us wildly drunk and after dark.
yes.
My favorite is when I didn't know what it was, and Lisa spelled it for me.
Her name's pronounced Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa.
Lisa. When Lisa spelled it for me, she said S-O-M-A, ba. It was
Soma
great.
Bar.
It's just how we talk in the Southern Hemisphere. It's not my fault.
Soma Bar is a way you put different alcohols on the side, and then you say, "I want a martini," and it will figure out how to make you the perfect martini. And then you.
Nice.
So the idea is the internet will choose. You will choose what we will be drinking, and I have no illusions that you're all going to be very nice to Jared, Lisa, and Sarah.
Yes.
And then when it comes to me, and they're like, "What drink are we going to
called
get
me
back?" They're going to be
Lisa
like,
again.
"Put all of the worst combinations in a glass possible and make us drink it." Yeah, I know that's what you're going to do.
Midori sour with
thanks for that in
Goldschlager.
advance.
Oh, Jesus,
I missed what
Soda.
you said.
Midori sour with what?
Goldschlager.
Schlager.
I full well expect that's going to happen.
Oh, good Lord.
It'll be
you
the
go.
most
I've
disgusting
got
Long
to
Island
drink
iced tea ever made.
Loopy would like to name the fish of tomorrow with a community poll. Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah, we sure can.
Pan Galactic Gargle
Yep.
Blaster.
Vodkila. Is that vodka and tequila mixed together? That sounds terrible. But amazing.
Vodka.
Yeah, what are we going to put in it? What are the like standard
get
things
six-
that we're going to put in it?
You get 6 like options and you can rotate them out.
fuel.
Right? So you can have like
Hypergalls. Hypergalls.
my goodness.
Kerosene.
Does it have an olive dispenser?
I feel like
RP1, liquid oxygen.
I feel like in honor of the Delta 2, we should have Aerozine 50 in it
I feel
as
like
well.
we'll all die if that happened.
Maybe.
Rule 1, no dying.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna make it smell like fish in here, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
Then we'll wish we
The
died.
fish can't help it.
Oh, that's an excuse.
Yeah.
Make him a
This-
concrete
this is how they
mixer.
are.
What is Citizen 66095? What is a concrete mixer?
JT.
Because that sounds like a
know what you're talking about.
horrendous drink that I would actually order at a bar.
Now we have to sit here awkwardly
Yeah,
while
come
the chat
on.
room responds.
What is a concrete
Type faster,
mixer?
chat room. Let's
I'm a really okay. I guess what is everybody's preferred drink here? I don't know if we've ever gone through this.
Ones
before.
that are on fire.
What's
No, like legitimately though. Like
That's true.
Seriously.
Yeah, we did. We
Okay,
lit-
so one of the stops is going to be 151.
Yes, actually, 151 in a sugar cube. That'll light it up. So, milk and lemon juice with bourbon. Oh my
Oh, I don't know
God.
if I want that. I don't know if I want that.
So you curdle the milk, and that's why it's a concrete mixer?
No, thank you.
Oh yeah, like a. It makes sense. It's science. Or we could do it and then talk about the science of like why the milk is curdled. That's too nerdy. I'm sorry.
If y'all like water and stuff, that's perfectly fine.
Science of why Ben is being poisoned and the reactions that he's having.
I mean, we could talk about. Oh man. But seriously, we could talk about like how like the alcohol gets metabolized in your liver and like, maybe I don't know. It could be a thing.
So we each have like a table of how much we can drink based on our sizes,
Yeah.
and so we should not go beyond our individual tolerances.
Legit-
Oh, that
thing,
is
right?
so not fair.
Like, you know, I'm a total lightweight. Like one drink and I'm like totally gone. But
Yes,
like,
you are.
Yes, you are.
but
Like a sip of
scientifically, like
one
there's
drink.
actually a reason for that. I'm not just a
Right.
lightweight.
Yeah,
I mean, there's that too.
She's
But
just one Jeep wide.
that's right. So if you're more than one Jeep wide, you need multiple drinks in
Yes.
order to get tossed. So.
Exactly.
I have a question. Did Dutta ever tell his Delta 2 story? And does the internet realize that basically these two and possibly Dutta have not slept since yesterday?
No,
But he
I
planned.
slept.
He
I
did
went to
planning.
bed at 4 p.m.
he
and I
did-
woke up at
no, because
midnight.
he was driving, so he slept.
So-
Oh, you're smart. Okay.
Oh
so
yeah,
this
I
one-
did
Hey,
not.
I had work.
I did not screw this up. I had planned this months in advance.
Gotta pay the bills somehow.
I was not screwing around. So that's why I'm
This
perfectly
one
fine
didn't
right
sleep.
now.
Dutta, did you sleep?
So-
No, Dutta didn't sleep. So I feel like, and this is your first Delta 2 launch, I assume?
Yeah.
And obviously
your last. Oh.
So I feel like Delta 2 stories all around. A round of Delta 2 stories.
Okay,
Ready
Dada
to
go first. Dada go first.
So I woke up Friday morning at 5:40. Went to work, did a day of work, came home, got tag teamed to watch the kids while Kitty went off to work, and didn't get a chance to take a nap or sleep. We left at 12:23 or something like that. I've been trying to see a Delta II launch from Vandenberg for the better part of 15 years. And through scrubs and weather and fog, I've never been able to actually see one up close. So this was an incredible experience, and it was super, super awesome for about 5 seconds. There was a low cloud layer, there was a, what did they say, the clouds were at like 2,200 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
And just above us, it was pea soup. So if we weren't there, we wouldn't have seen anything. And because we were there, we only got to see it for about 5 seconds as it punched into the clouds. And I think somebody said there was a quick flash a little bit higher, but we didn't get to see it any time after that.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. It was a good trip. It was fun, and I enjoy hanging out with peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Cool.
Me next, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah, so I went to my normal day job on Friday, and as usual, I maybe got in late. So I didn't wake up at 5 like Dada did, try like 8. And then did my day job, came home, did my news stories, tried to get to sleep, but like I realized I got Starbucks on the way home from work, and I got one of those refresher drinks, and I thought, this is just a nice refreshing like drink with fruit in it. They have caffeine, so I couldn't sleep, and I didn't realize that's why I couldn't sleep. And then Ben comes home all like loud, like banging stuff and like
a husky would.
Yeah, exactly. And then so still not asleep, and then I think maybe I got an hour, and then my alarm went off, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to go anymore. But then I was like, you should probably go. It's the last one. So I got up, and the cool thing is like we all drove together, which was really cool. It added like this like TMRO crew community type feel to the trip. It was nice. Like I drove to Jared's house, and then like Dada was there, and we like car thinged and picked up Athena on the way.
Walkie-talkies are awesome.
Yeah, we used walkie-talkies to talk back and
Yeah,
forth.
that was cool.
Which was cool,
That was
so-
really cool. The walkie-talkie
Separate
thing.
cars. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So then we got to see the thing for about
The
3
thing.
or 50 seconds. But it's really exciting because like they had the guy from the Vandenberg, like the who was
Public
it?
Affairs Officer.
Public Affairs Officer for Vandenberg Air Force Base, and he was just like so chill, like definitely not like a NASA PAO type person at all. He's like, yeah, you guys are gonna have a good time, woo! Who's come from like a long way to be here? You're from Russia, cool. You get a patch, and you get a pin, and I'm gonna throw these
Yeah.
pins everywhere.
It was literally
Didn't
like-
a meatball land in someone's eye?
Yeah, they had NASA pins in a bag, and he would just grab like a
throwing
handful
them.
and just chuck them into the viewing site area. It was pretty great. I think I yelled something like "Get out the T-shirt cannon" at one point,
Yes,
which would have
it was
been
really
great.
funny.
So, yeah.
And there were some people
would be
there
great.
that like came up and spoke to us. I met Doug Ellison for the first time. The photographer, I don't remember his name. Oh man.
Oh, Chris Griffith. Is that who
Yes.
you're talking about? Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Griffith.
Yep. So yeah, met some cool people. So that was really nice. My first ever and last Delta II. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as loud as Shuttle. Well, that
Oh
was
no,
fine.
it's not gonna
Yeah.
be. So,
Yeah.
yeah, not even close. So,
RS-27A engine, and only one of them.
Jared, your story?
yeah, for me, the Delta II is my absolute favorite rocket. I don't care what anybody says. It's my favorite rocket, and I actually think it's the best. I still think it's the best rocket that's ever been flown. And that is not something that I just came up with. There's actually a space pod that I did back in 2015 called the Top 5 Rockets of All Time. Go look for it somewhere on the TMRO channel. You will find out which one is number one. No points for guessing. But for me, the Delta II is the epitome of a reliable workhorse launch vehicle. It launched payloads to just about everywhere in the solar system. Launched them to Mercury, launched them into orbit around the Earth, launched them to Mars, launched them to comets and asteroids, launched them to Vesta, to Ceres, launched entire constellations, like the GPS constellation Block 2 was mostly launched on Delta IIs. I mean, it just does not get any better than a Delta II. 155 launches, 2 failures, so 153 successes, 100 consecutive successful launches, and going out to it, I kind of had felt like mixed about it because I'm going to a rocket launch. This is going to be amazing, and it's a Delta II, which is just a fantastic rocket. But this is also it. Like, this is the last time that we'll watch this vehicle launch from this launch pad anywhere, and that's it. It's done. Getting out there and seeing it sitting on the pad and just seeing it lit up, and it's got that classic white fairing and that Delta green color that the first stage has that I really want to get my nails. I really wanted to do it for this week, but it's just kind of the way it is. Just seeing it and the lights hitting the clouds below it, and it was almost like mystical. It was almost like there was some sort of aura around the rocket this morning.
Especially like when they turned all the lights down. Like that was a magical moment for me. I didn't expect that they were going to do that because they had like concrete stands, bleachers. I don't know what you call them in America. And there was these lights so everyone could see, and don't fall over, which Dad nearly did. And then like T-minus 1 minute, they just turned all the lights off. It was like almost completely dark. The only lights you had were people that had like screens on like their cameras. People weren't even looking at their phones really. Like it was just.
Yeah, everyone, everyone,
magical.
even people who had like their phones, and even though I had my camera, ready to go and everything, the focus was not on your electronics. The focus was directly on the pad because you knew that this was it. This was the last experience that you were going to get with it, and listening to the countdown net and. All of a sudden, LC, you have permission to launch, and knowing that that's the last time that they're going to do that, the last time these switches are getting flipped, the last time these, page 11.10, to go to procedure A.3, and it's the last time they're going to do that. And then counting down, the adrenaline building up and everything. And then you see the RS-27A ignite. And then finally at T0, the 4 solids ignite, and it immediately goes from like a little bit of green light from the RS-27A igniting and turning on to all of a sudden just boom, instant sunrise from the solids igniting, and then watching it go up. And you only saw it for 5 seconds.
But those 5 seconds.
It immediately went into the cloud layer, and it was almost just like, hey everybody, I'm going, and then it was gone, and it was just like. The most fitting end that I could think of. It was just so like, it was too poetic to be real, but it was. Yeah. And it was just amazing to watch that and witness that and see that happen.
If you haven't seen it, there was a post on Twitter by William. It was posted by Chris B on NASA Spaceflight, a 7,000 word feature article by William Graham that went through the entire history from Thor to the last Delta II. And it's mostly statistics and kind of numbers and abbreviations and such, but it's a really good read, and it kind of gives you a deep appreciation for just how solid a history the Delta II has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just, I don't know if
that I
there's...
found really interesting. I've never seen a Delta launch, but I guess probably one of the biggest things for me was learning where the Delta name came from, because this derived from this Thor rocket. Why don't we call it the Thor rocket? That's a cool name. I mean, it's going along with the kind of demigod naming, like with Atlas and whatnot. But the Delta name actually comes from an upper stage. One of the earliest versions of the Thor that had an upper stage was using an Able upper stage that was originally used for the Vanguard rocket, which wasn't successful initially. And they eventually started making more and more upgrades to this upper stage. And one of the upgrades, the derivative upgrades that had a different engine, was called the Delta upper stage. And even though it was launching on a Thor rocket, they started referring to it as the Delta because it had this Delta upper stage. and the name just kind of stuck, even though they stopped using that upper stage, switched over to the Agena until eventually having their own cryogenic propulsion stage. The DC, what is it? The DC, the Delta cryogenic propulsion system. So yeah, DCPS.
Cool.
Yeah.
The history of this rocket goes back to 1957.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Just a storied history that got to wrap up this morning. So.
Well, on that note, I'm falling asleep here. I feel like we should probably wrap. And are
Yeah.
you guys tired?
On that note, we're gonna go. Lisa's gonna fall asleep, and the rest of us are gonna cry. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go home and have a drink in honor of Delta 2. So
That's a
pour
great
one out
idea.
for my
Let's
homies. So
Do that.
yeah,
Drink responsibly.
yeah. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
See you later.
Have a good one.
Bye.